Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Terrible, sorry. Okay, we'll just go ahead and introduce ourselves. So I'm Dr. Emily Elias.
I'm Dr. Alejandro Elias. I am from Abilene, Texas. How you see my accent? I am from San Juan, Puerto Rico, and well, I'll tell you more information soon about that.
First of all, we just want to say a big thank you to Mike and Abilene Startup for giving us this opportunity to speak. Never in a million years would I have thought. I think we met you back in July, August, a while back. Never in a million years would I have thought we'd be speaking here. So we're very honored to be here. And yes, we are chiropractors, but we're not looking at your posture. So y'all can relax. Okay, he wants to tell a very brief story.
All right. So there was a couple, and they were pretty young. They were about to get married. But each of them had a problem, and it was unique. So the son, the boy, came to his dad and said, "Dad, I'm getting married next week, but I have one problem." And it's like, "What happened, son?" "My feet stink pretty bad, and she doesn't know that. We're about to get married, and we're about to live together. What can I do?" "Son, it's money right now. You're going to wear socks every time you're around her. Every time. Whenever you get to the shower, you're going to scrub your feet like if there's no tomorrow, like super hard." "Got it. Thank you, Dad. Money." Then the daughter, the wife-to-be, had a problem as well. And she went to her mom, "Mom, I have a problem." "Oh, daughter, what happened? You're about to get married." "Exactly. That is a problem. My breath in the morning is terrible. He cannot handle that. Like, as soon as he smells my breath, he's going to ask for a divorce." "Daughter, I have the solution for this. You're going to put an alarm 15 minutes earlier every day. You're going to go, wash your teeth, put Listerine, go back to bed. He's not going to know that you woke up earlier." "Thank you, Mom." She started doing that, and it was working. They were having great mornings. There was one night that the guy woke up like 30 minutes before the alarm, and he said, "Wait, where's my sock? Oh my God, I lost my sock." And he started searching all around the bed, everywhere. And it's like, "Where's my sock?" He heard an alarm, and it was her 15-minute alarm before he wakes up. She was about to brush her teeth, and she's like, "What are you doing awake?" And he's like, "Oh my God, you swallowed my sock." So the reason of this, communication is key, but we'll talk about that.
Thank you for laughing. Okay. So we're going to talk about how we got started. Yes, it was love at first adjustment. No, that married couple was not us, thankfully. He's from San Juan, Puerto Rico. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina originally. How in the world did we meet? Good question. We actually met at Sherman College of Chiropractic, which is located in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Shameless plug. You should go check it out. It's an awesome place. And I love the Carolinas. I'm a little biased. So we met. We started to palpate each other, feel each other's spines, and we realized, man, this guy might have something. A terrible joke. No, but seriously, we started studying and just realized, hey, we could maybe do this forever, I think. So we got married. That's our story. That road took us to Cape Girardeau, Missouri, which is where we formerly were working under another doctor. And we learned very good skills. I think I mentioned in the video, how to talk to patients, how to care for them, how to take x-rays, how to do all of the doctor things. What we didn't know was how to run a business. So a lot of good stuff coming up. And then eventually our doctor that we were working for said, hey, you guys are ready to open up on your own. So be free, spread your wings. And our wings landed us in Abilene, Texas, which he is going to explain the $1 million question.
What brought you to Abilene? That's a great question. None of us are from here. I tried to avoid Texas a little bit. She was all about living in Texas. So we said, okay, let's take a trip and let's visit a couple towns. And I told her, I want to serve the Hispanic community because, you know, my accent, I'll never get rid of my accent. I want to serve the Hispanic community. And she's, okay, wonderful. I love the values of Texas. Let's go to Texas. We got married on a December 30th, and we flew to Abilene on the 1st or 2nd of January, actually. We flew to Abilene. We saw it on the map, and we saw, all right, that will be one of the places that we're going to visit. We're going to go all the way south, and we fly out from Conroe. We came to Abilene, and it was like, whoa, where are we at first? When we were driving, she compares it with the movie of Cars because there's like nothing around, but it was good. We visited a couple gyms. We met a lot of people, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, this is the town I want to be. I don't want to go to Conroe. I don't want to see any more towns. And just like, no, this is only the first time we came. Like, we're going to visit every town. I'm decided already, whatever. So we met more people. We love the values of Abilene. You know, there's a church in every corner. We actually like that. And it's a great place to start a family, of what people said. We're looking to start a family soon, so why not? Abilene it is. We visited the other towns, and we were like, this town sucks. This town sucks. Let's go back to Abilene, whatever. But here we are. That was our honeymoon, was in Abilene, Texas. And then we came back in April before we moved in June.
Alrighty, so this has absolutely nothing to do with the presentation, but I want to ask a question. And for those of you who already know, you can't answer. So, a human neck, we have 7 bones in our cervical spine. How many cervical bones do you think a giraffe has? Yeah, yell out some answers. 28. 6? 7. 10. 50. I like it. So, a giraffe, going with 1. Just 1 bone in that whole neck. It's a good guess. It's a good guess. A giraffe has 7 cervical bones. Yes. Same as a human, they're just a lot larger. So what we're trying to do, we love the Abilene Zoo. If anyone can get us a connect there, we'd love to adjust the giraffes. So, okay.
So on the video, we said we were going to open in July. That's exactly what was going to happen. But it's exactly what didn't happen. We moved in June. We went to the place, and it was the same, like to the office, and it was the same as when we came in April. It's like no improvement at all. And just like, you know, construction delays, like everything is back on the chips, whatever. And we're all right. And she said, probably by October, you're going to be open. I was like, probably? That probably doesn't sound too good. So what did we do? We could just stay on our house, on the couch, and just relaxing because we were going to miss those times. Like right now, we miss that. So we went out to every activity of the Chamber of Commerce, Startup Abilene. Wherever there was an activity in the town, we were just there to make relationships. Not even to say, hey, we're chiropractors, do you want an appointment? No. We just want to create relationships and create more relationships and relationships. So we were present in all that. On the Business Expo as well, we had booth and everything. We were supposed to open in October. In September, in August, we received a call. And it was from the Chiropractic Texas board. And we were like, oh, all right, what happened? Like, are you ready to take the test? And they were like, actually, no. Like, they have reported you to the board, a chiropractor in town. So you cannot take your test until November. And we're like, what? Like, we're about to open in October. Like, no, like, this cannot happen. We're so mad, whatever. And why did we get report? So they were saying you were adjusting people, like, without having an actual office and without having your actual license. And we're like, what? Like, we haven't even adjusted each other. Like, what are they trying to do? So, you know, we're big believers that everything happens for a reason. We could have stayed in our house when that happened and just, okay, let's give up and let's wait until the meeting in November. But no, that's like, okay, awesome. We already reported. Let's keep making relationships all around town and let our name out there. And that time, I remember we met with Dr. Kevin at his house and everything, like to hear what can we do. So we just started creating more relationships and getting our name out there onto the chiropractor that reported us could hear our name every time. Like, that was my goal, honestly. I get super competitive with those things. So I don't know why he did that. Going back in April, when we visited, he actually offered us a job that we politely declined because we want to open our own business. We want to have our own values and do our own technique. And he didn't take it the correct way, so he reported us to the board. Everything went well. We just had to go with a lawyer and things like that. So it's more stress that we didn't need to in that time. But in that time, he thought that, okay, they're going to give up. They're going to look for other towns. And it actually crossed our mind, but we just pray about it. And we're like, no, we're meant to be here, and that's where we're going to open. So going back to November, we went to the meeting. It was nothing happened. It was, okay, you have your license. Here you go. And that's it. So it was a delay. But thankfully, the office was delayed until December. So it wasn't November anymore, it was December. So everything worked perfectly on it. So we opened in December 6th, how the video said, and it's been a blessing, just like meeting more people and creating more relationships.
Okay, so this is our mission statement. Our mission is to provide the best upper cervical care possible to save lives and see these lives transformed through the love of Christ. So really quick, I want to specify, we're talking about this cervical, not the other cervical. A lot of people get confused with that. We're the spine people, not other doctors. Okay. Women, you know what I'm talking about. So we compare ourselves to Chick-fil-A. Why? We're not fast food, right? But how many of you have been to Chick-fil-A one time? Raise your hands. Okay. Raise your hand if you've been more than one time. It's pretty much all the same people who have been at least once, right? Why do you keep going back? What is the best thing about Chick-fil-A? Multiple things. It's the Lord's chicken. Okay, I'll tell you what the best thing about Chick-fil-A is. Number one, quality food, right? And you know you're getting the same thing every single time. It's going to be consistently good. The quality is consistent. Number two, their customer service. How many times do you hear my pleasure when you go to Chick-fil-A? Sometimes I say thank you a little extra just so they have to keep saying it. My pleasure. It's every time. And all of their employees are so sweet and they're purpose driven. So at the bottom here, I have listed Chick-fil-A's mission statement. I'll read it for those in the back. To glorify God by being a faithful steward of all that is entrusted to us, to have a positive influence on all who came in contact with Chick-fil-A. Think about that mission statement for a second. Their mission statement is not to deliver really good fast food or fried chicken, but it's to glorify God while they are serving fried chicken. What a cool mission, right? So we kind of embodied Chick-fil-A's mission statement without the fried chicken, where we want to focus on, number one, customer service. Quality service. Also, we want to give the best adjustments. We want to provide the best upper cervical care possible to help our patients heal. And in turn, it could connect them to our Christ. So that's our mission. So what's unique about us, we are the only upper cervical office in Abilene, which is very unique. So we're the only people who actually focus on the upper cervical area, which is really important because you may not know this, but that is where your brainstem sits. Does anybody think your brainstem is pretty important? Yeah, for sure. There's not one person in here who doesn't have a brainstem. I can tell you that. Believe it or not, wives, don't look at your husbands. So that is our mission, and that is something that we really wanted to hold was our value. We had a couple of mentors in business tell us, you really don't want to add the Lord or any religion into your mission statement because it might exclude people, or it may say, oh, these are only Christ-centered people. We're not going to go there because maybe we have a different religion. But this is something that we really wanted to stick to our values on, is that, number one, we're Christ-centered. When people come in here, they're obviously getting the best care, they're getting the best customer service, but they can actually feel the presence of God in our office. So that was something we were big on.
Right. In chiropractic school, we don't get marketing at all. Like, they train you, you go to chiropractic school and it's like, okay, you're going to work for another chiropractor and that's it. That's our goal. So we didn't want to do that. We want to open our own office. It was rough because we don't learn about marketing. So that's everything for a business. You need to know about marketing. So what did we do? On the middle of the summer, because we were supposed to open in July. So in June and July, we were just going house to house. From 30 houses, one person open. So it was like that. We had the countdown already. And people were, you're chiropractors, whatever. And like, we tell them about us. We're not trying to sell anything. We're just trying for them to know who we are. You know, we're new chiropractors into town. Just a couple questions we have about the town. We're new into town. A lot of people closed the door in our face. Only one lady she opened her doors and was, sit on my couch. Here you have water. It was awesome. And people were talking to us through doorbells. That was super weird as well. That was something new for us. So we were like actually surprised with it. The other one we did was business to business. Hey, we are Dr. Alejandro and Dr. Emily. We're opening a new office. We just want to know what type of marketing do you do? Every business to business. And the details about this, probably a lot of you guys got it. It was a handwritten letter that we made, especially she made say, I don't know how to write nice like that. So to every person, like if we went to an office and the lady was wearing like a nice shirt, We say, hey, I like your blue shirt, really love it, caught my attention, and it was great meeting you. Just write details about people. People like talking about themselves. We noticed that since we moved here. So I read the book. Yeah, honestly, how do we influence people helped us a lot. Because we were having that issue. Like, we go to meet people and people are like, here, this is what I do. This is what I do. Like, I could do that, whatever. And I brought it up to Dr. Kevin. And he's like, everybody wants to talk about them. So just listen to them. Listen. What do they want? Ask them, how can I help your business? And things like that. So we started doing that. Like, hey, how can we help you? Or how, what can we do for your business? Things like that. But people really, really, really like talking about themselves. Just to make that clear there. So we did grocery stores as well. We put tables, tell people who we are, what do we do, not trying to sell again. Just we want people to be talking about us. That was our goal. Direct mail. We did like a direct mail based on the ratio of the office. I think it was like 5 miles around the office. It actually didn't work. We received a lot of the mail back. So it actually didn't work. We got the return, I think, but it was not worth it. It's something that I would not do again for sure. So we learned. Social media, we're just trying to improvise in Facebook, Instagram. Thanks to Ariana, we got TikTok, so we're just trying to play around it. Yeah, and now we're doing like video testimonies. Now that the patient have had like great success stories, now like we could record them and say, hey, like here you go, like let's make a video for people can know what we're doing and what was the productive things on your part. Because we had a patient, she didn't want to record herself, she couldn't get pregnant. And adjustment, she got pregnant. And she's telling people like, hey, my chiropractor got me pregnant. I'm like, no, your chiropractor did not get you pregnant, all right? So yes, don't ever say that again. But yes, it's stories like that. So we're just trying to make more stories for people to know the testimonies.
Okay, quick question in here. How many of you guys like meetings for your business? Yeah. Yeah, not meetings at home. Meetings for your business. Does anybody like going to meetings? Give or take? Yeah, some of them are good. So in reality, nobody really likes meetings, right? So this is one thing we thought about. We have to meet because we have to plan out our schedule. We have to know what we're doing. We all have to be on the same page, especially now with an employee, which you mentioned in the video. So we are following this book called Traction. Has anyone ever heard of this one? It's by Gino Wickman. Really phenomenal book for any business people in here. Highly recommend it. You can get it on Audible, but I recommend the hard copy because you can actually see their plans. So Gino Wickman, he does basically this whole process of running, it's called a level 10 meeting. So he lays out the entire agenda with you. And what they do is they kind of sandwich in positive, negative, and positive. So you start with a positive opening story. What's a customer headline that you have? So, oh, this patient got pregnant. Not from Alejandro. But this patient got pregnant. That's a success. They've been wanting a baby for a long time. She finally got pregnant. Good job. Now we talk about, okay, what do we need to improve on? What things do we need to do? There's a to-do list. There's something called IDS, which is basically issues that we need to work on later. And then you end it with a conclusion and again, an employee headline. So our employee Bree, she couldn't be here today, but she's our office manager. For those of you who have met her, she's incredible. She is like a ray of sunshine. She's the first thing you see when you walk in that door. So we need her to be bright, bubbly. So we always end with Bree, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. We say a lot more than that, but I'll keep it short for this. So this Traction, we go through the whole meeting, and then they have visions and goals. And one of the biggest things that Gino Wickman says in his book is talking about filling up a bucket. So you are to fill up a bucket, and you have 3 materials. You have rocks, you have sand, and you have water. Okay, if you were to fill this bucket, what element would you try to put in first? I'm hearing rocks. And I'm hearing that that's a great answer. Why would you put rocks in first and not sand or water? It what? Right, exactly. You got it. Hit the nail on the head. So you would put your rocks in the bucket first, and then the sand, and then the water, because that fills in all the spaces. So in this comparison, he's comparing the water and the sand to all the minutia, all the little details that we have to do throughout the day. Those go in last. The big things are the rocks. So our rocks in this case are our quarterly goals. We have quarterly rocks that we have to get done, and they have to get done. They have to fill up that bucket first. Everything else, the minutia, follows in behind. So really good book. Highly recommend it. That's what we're doing right now. And it's worked pretty well for us so far for these past 3 months.
The big reason we started it is we never had an employee. So having Brianna, and we were like, Bri, it's meeting time. Right, meeting time. Nobody likes meeting, you know, but now she has assignments. Like on the rocks, actually, she needs information she has the information we need to the meeting. So, Bri, this is your assignment for the meeting. That's your assignment for the meeting, and this is my assignment for the meeting. So that way everybody brings a task, and we don't waste time like just talking all around the bubble. We follow the book, and that's it. Meetings are over in 90 minutes max. So we try to do a 60-minute and then 30 minutes just to train her. And it actually productive. Yes. Yeah. Any questions? Yes, sir. I have not. Nice. I'll take it. Okay. I thought I had a Texan accent, so I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Practicing. Yeah. Yeah. Great question. So with Brianna, we meet once every Tuesday at 12. We meet because we open at 2 on Tuesday, so we meet from 12 to 1:30 with her. And then we have a mentor that we meet with him Tuesdays at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 1:30 as well. And we go over 11-10 meetings as well with him. Yeah. And then we have a big quarterly meeting. That's a whole weekend. Mm-hmm.
Or at least, I don't know if they're called franchises, but you know, a chain of them or a system.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you guys choose to do scratch?
That's a great question. So we had offers, especially in the Carolinas, including Missouri, and then here in Texas, in Abilene, we had an offer. We don't know how, but yeah, it came. They train you to work for somebody. It's the easiest. You don't have to get into another loan. Whoever doesn't know, student loans for chiropractors are between $200,000 to $150,000 for 3.5 years. So that's pretty expensive. So a lot of people are scared of going to apply for another loan. You're gonna get rejected a lot from the banks until one of them says yes. But our goal was to bring up our cervical and through God as well. The offers that we had didn't have those two values. So we wrote our values in one paper, and we're gonna say, okay, we're gonna go based on this. If the office that offer us a job have those values, and we could be together on the office or at least around each other, we're gonna take it for sure, because it's the easiest way out. You don't have to get a loan, you don't have responsibilities or anything. So nobody met our values, nobody. So we say, okay, that's a sign from God that it's time to open then. Did I answer your question there? Are you sure? Yes, and there's a big franchise actually called The Joint. I don't know if anybody has heard of it, The Joint. Yeah, and if you look the stock market on The Joint, it's super high. It's amazing. But they don't follow the chiropractic values. We come from a school that is straight chiropractic, and that's it. The school around here, Parker is the closest one in Dallas. They're not like that. So it was hard to meet a chiropractor with the same values around here. And The Joint, actually, you can open a franchise and you don't have to be a chiropractor, but the chiropractor has to be available during the weekends, and it's a 7-day job, kind of, yeah. And the schedule is terrible, and you're not taking x-rays of the patient or anything, so you're not being as specific as you should be with a patient. So, yeah, that's what we try to do in our office. We try to be as specific as possible. I'm not going to adjust you without images, because there's 274 ways a bone can move. So you tell me how your bone moves, and I'll adjust you. So that's exactly why we didn't go with a franchise. And they take a big percentage of you as well. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, why do the other towns suck compared to Abilene? That's a good question. Abilene, there's just something very special about Abilene. I feel like everybody who lives here and maybe even is from here can feel that same thing. When we are out of towners, we stuck out like a sore thumb, especially with his Texan accent. But we would walk in places and people are like, where are you from? And what are you doing here? Which could be a red flag, but also they're very warm and welcoming and inviting, and they want you to move here, and they want you to open up a small business, and they want to support you, and they want you to support other businesses. So we just felt like here was just very special. The people were, I mean, it's a new definition to Southern hospitality. I'm from the Carolinas, and that has nothing on Texas. Like, these people are very nice, will welcome you into their home, give you the shirt off their back kind of people. And that's what we were very drawn to. And raising kids in an environment like that was something that we were drawn to as well. Yes, sir. Our office is located on 5849 Buffalo Gap Road, Suite D, 79606. We are across, if anybody knows where the fire station is, we're diagonal from there, right next to the brand new First National Bank. Yes, ma'am.
We have really appreciated how thorough they are, especially, I've been to chiropractors before, and they didn't bother taking x-rays, so they were only going by my word and my symptoms, which, as Alejandro said, or Emily said, your joints can move in so many different directions. Who knows? And so, I really appreciate their thoroughness, and they walk you through the x-rays, explain everything that's happening. They let you see things every week, so you can tell, or Alejandro takes, I don't know what the thing is, but it goes up, it's connected to the computer to where we can see how Mike's neck is changing every week, how it's becoming curved where it needs to be curved and straight where it needs to be straight. And Mike is being able to tell the difference as well. So anyway, I thoroughly recommend them.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Our school and our faith, they're not on the same page, kind of. They're similar. It's not 100%. But when it comes to chiropractic schools, that's the only one that follows a little bit of our values. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I'll chime in here. So there's a power that lives within the body. We know this. What keeps you breathing? What keeps your heart beating? When you get a paper cut, how does your body know how to heal itself? There's a power within the body. We call that innate intelligence. Some people call it God. Some people call it's the same thing. So in that sense, I feel like our values definitely aligned with the chiropractic school that we went to. People were very spiritual there. We had a lot of hippy dippies. But yeah, it was a cool thing because it's a holistic form of medicine. It's an alternate medicine that we use, and that's something that we strongly believe. The power that illuminates the body is the power that heals the body. So that's kind of where we're at with that.
The one thing that consistently that I have heard from successful business was God in it. And I heard that consistently, and what they told me was all three of them told me that it won't fail. And so I just wanted to encourage you as a couple. And so he didn't say it would succeed.
Mm-hmm.
But he did say it would.
Yeah. Amen.
Yes.
No, yeah, and that's our goal, and I adjust you if you need to get adjusted. If not, we're not going to get adjusted. But I promise you, the word of God is going to be present there. And if something tells me I need to pray for you, I'm just going to put a knee on the floor and I'm going to start praying for you as well if I need to. That's our job. It's not just adjust you and let you go.
I'll add to something really quick too with that. We do a daily devotional. We do devotional and prayer before every single day. So just know before you come into our office, before you receive treatment, what we're doing is we're praying healing over the entire office before you even set your foot in the door. So whoever we come into contact with, we believe that our doors and our frames are all anointed. Our tables are anointed for you. And you're ready to receive the healing of God. Yes, sir. Yeah, I would probably definitely agree. I don't know the exact statistic. 90% of statistics are made up. But it's not, yeah, that stress is incredibly, incredibly hard on the body, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, all the stress is very hard on the body. I believe so. Yes, absolutely.
You can write my personal cell phone number if you want, and shoot me a text message or whatever. Do you want it right now? I don't mind. Like, yeah.
We're on Instagram,
Just
Facebook.
say I got you pregnant, and I'm good with that. I got you. Yeah, we have Facebook, Victory Spinal Care, Instagram, Victory Spinal Care, YouTube, Victory Spinal Care, and TikTok, Victory Spinal Care.
And our
Yes.
website is victoryspinalcare.com.
Yes.
We're pretty original. Yes, sir.
Great question. So we have it written actually based on traction. At least in 5 years, we would like to have another chiropractor. That way she could be a little bit behind the scenes because by that time we would like to have kids as well. So in 5 years, we would like another chiropractor and 2 more employees helping Brianna on the front desk and 2 distraction tables. Those are tables that pull you apart. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but yeah, it's to help the disc. So we're trying to get those tables as well. That's 5 years. You want to say the 10?
Sure. 10 years. We want to be in a new building, a bigger building. Our office is awesome right now and our location is great. It's just small. It's 1,400 square feet, which is great for 1 doctor, but for 2 doctors, it gets a little crowded in there at times, which is great. Energy's flowing. So we would like another building, probably somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 square feet. If anybody knows a guy that can make that happen and not take as long construction-wise, that would be great. But yeah, 10 years, we have our profit ideas and such. We would love to serve 300 patients per week. Yeah. Anything
And by that time, the 10 years, we'll have 3 chiropractors without her. Just me and 2 more.
I'll be retired in 10 years. Just kidding. I'm never really retired. Any other questions that we can answer for you guys?
And to answer your question, we want to keep opening Victory Spinal Care's offices first in Texas and then Oklahoma. We actually help open one already in Oklahoma, Bixby, and it's going good. So we would like to keep doing that with the same values and everything.
Thank you all so much.